Hey everyone, bloodmako here, and this is my Lufenia Plus video for the Kadaj Lost Chapters. As you saw, I basically just restarted this fight. If you were quick enough, you will actually saw that it was actually Porom that died, and it's actually pretty interesting in the sense that Porom actually puts last stand on himself, so that's how hard these stupid bosses hit. So I've seen a few comps where they just keep breaking the bosses and then try and nuke them down as fast as possible. I honestly didn't want to do that because you learn more about the boss mechanics if you let them take a turn, right? So this is mainly for those who don't really have access, or those really broken characters, such like I don't know, Call of Darkness, that kind of thing. But I did this basically because I wanted to try something new, not in the sense of totally new, but what I wanted to do was to try and maintain the orb with Call. I just wanted to see if it was possible, and it is possible. It's just that Call needs lots of support, in my opinion. He needs people that can increase his attack, decrease opponent's defense, that kind of thing. And yeah, which is also why I took so many turns. I think I took until 60 turns, and the turn count was actually 65. So yeah, cutting it quite close actually. Sped up the footage because nobody's gonna watch a half an hour video, right? So yeah. Sped up to I think about 17 minutes, around there. So yeah. Then brought Porom. I initially brought a Zac, and the problem was that because of how hard these two bosses hit and how well, they don't really go very often, but because of how hard they hit like one individual boss, most of the time it will not. You'll push Zac past his last stand, so yeah, I had to either try and slot someone in between the two bosses so that either that person can use a call that heals or go into summon, that kind of thing. And the closest I went with Zac was, I think, was it 50% or 29%? I can't remember. It was one of the threshold where they instantly got the recast gauge. So yeah. By the way, yeah, they do get they refill their recast gauge at 79, 50, and 29, if I'm not wrong. Or was it 79 and 29 and 50 was just the cleanse? I can't remember. We'll see from the footage and anything, but yeah. So they are approaching the first threshold, the 79 threshold, and that is when they will immediately get their recast. So if you can time it right, just nice, such that because when you go into the battle, they are at 80%. So if you can time it such that they go to the 79% mark, and it is and they take a turn. Okay, let me try and rephrase that. So when they take a turn at 80%, they will instantly get the recast gauge to be full. The recast gauge will be full after the 80%. If you can bring them to 79%, then it will still be full because they don't take a turn. So that is what I'm trying to say. Hit 79% with the recast gauge full, so that you only get hit by it once or twice. Once for each boss. That's what I'm trying to say. That is one way of reducing the damage. Another way is to try and pray to RNG that the boss hits more than, targets not just one character, because if you don't have last stand and you don't have Porom's HP resist, then yeah, you're gonna have issues with that. So right here, kind of a mistake to use Fairy's Call so early. I kind of paid for it towards the end of the fight. You will notice that the bosses don't have any more debuffs on them, just basically because they cleanse once, and yeah, that's it. I don't have enough. Because I'm letting them take so many turns, they basically keep going until the debuff expires. That's it. So Core is here mainly, honestly, it's just to test out if if he will increase the orb count, and he did. From the very first fight that I tried with him, I was able to tell that it's pretty obvious that he's able to increase the orb. And I mean, I could have just told you guys, and I didn't have to actually showcase it, but I thought that it's much more believable if it's in the showcase, right? Ace is also able to increase the orb, because the orb has two conditions. One is basically to do an attack just before the boss turn, which is what Maria is all about, or well, her LD at least, and that was what they were trying to sell actually. So core fits Aeroga very, very nicely, and the other one is basically just traps. Simple as that. That is also why Ace is here. So so basically I had no issues with the orb. My issue was more of the boss mechanic. How often they like to spam their HP attacks. And Orb only heals or overheals with her LD, and all her other normal moves, especially her EX does overheal, but her S2 doesn't. So yeah, you'll see me use her S2 quite often because I basically am trying to keep my party members alive. I got so sick of someone dying, somewhere along the fight at either the 29% or the friend support just dying outright. It got to the point where I decided to just use Problem and just keep people alive. That's it. Something interesting is that when they have their recast gauge, or when they immediately fill their recast gauge, they will switch their targets to sometimes they will switch to someone that they are not targeting. I do not know why. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or anything, but in so many of my fail run, it was because I replaced core with butts, and they are targeting Ace. Okay, so I put a HP damage resist on Ace. Correct? I mean, that's the natural thing to do. And then the boss goes, and then they decide to, you know what, we'll just hit butts instead. I'm like, why? You're supposed to be targeting Ace. It's not like they look similar in terms of the portrait and are messed up. No, Ace is blonde, Butts has brown hair. I mean, it's really, really obvious, So I'm not exactly sure why they target Butts or anything. It's not like Butts had the most health, and even if he did, after Porum's party last stand kick in, they should stop targeting him, right? But no, yeah, they just basically killed him outright. And I didn't know that the health count was so low. I believe it's 10,000. So basically, any character dying will just force you to reset. So I didn't know it was so low. I actually carried on, and I actually completed the fight. But the problem was I didn't hit the HP requirement. You see towards the end of the video, when I finished the fight, I got the HP requirement for this team. So this team required me to actually try a few times as well. Basically, I had to play really safe with Porum and not spam so much. Spam in the sense I was using her HP attack more often than I was using her S2. And that was why, even though I managed to finish the fight a lot faster, someone would die. Yeah. I believe the fastest I did was 30 something turns. So yeah, it was. I spent almost twice as long to try and make sure that everybody survived. Instead of Porum, I could also run Setzer. In fact, Setzer will be a lot better because of all the often damage, right? And he could also put the freeze on just in time for, he'll be able to go before. At least I think that he will be able to go before the boss. So yeah, put the freeze on the boss and then let them use the recast. Even if the cleanse, it's a very predictable threshold. So yeah, and it's only once, so I don't have to really be worried about it. In fact, the only thing I have to worry is all my debuffs pushing freeze off. Yeah, that's about it actually. In fact, if I had Setzer, I would not need fairies. Because of Caesar preventing them from gaining Brave, right? So yeah. In fact, yeah, I do not know why I didn't want Caesar. In fact, he's even boosted for this event. So yeah, Caesar is a really good choice here. He would have made Ace trap seed a lot harder. He would have made I could have run someone that can counter, you know, someone like Oren or Galuf, one of them. In fact, Core would work well with Caesar as well, because he doesn't really counter, but he preemptively strikes. So yeah, he would have benefited with fixed dice as well. Oh well, you know, I completed the runs. That's it. I'm not gonna try it again. I am done with these stupid camels. So you probably have noticed the camel actually does a lot of HP attacks. So many. In fact, even when they are broken, they will sometimes just do a HP attack where they will just get some Brave and then hit you. So annoying. And right here, I made a mistake of not getting Buds to 3 stack. I do not know why I didn't use his C65 before using his LD. I kept thinking to myself, you know, I gotta press the LD, I gotta press the LD, and then when it came to his turn, I really pressed the LD. I didn't use his C65. So that was a mistake. If not, Ace will be doing a lot more damage right here. In fact, his damage was pathetic. And the reason why I used his C65 instead of using his HP attack was because they are fully slotted in terms of debuff. Even if I were to put the traps on them, it will not trigger because there's no more slots. Simple as that. So that's why I saved it. Yeah, big mistake, man. 1 million damage was pathetic. 1.5, I believe. Oh, that was sad. So yeah, they love to spam HP attacks, and for some reason I can't remember. I think it's one of the mechanics of the fight. They actually gain a ton of Brave after they take a turn. So it's like 450,000. It's a lot, you know. There we go. Sorry, 45,000, 450,000. Wow, 45,000. So yeah, Ferris is doing works right here. You know, she's really making sure that we don't die. That's it. And even with the Ferris call, even with Poron putting HP damage resist on my party members, can you imagine how much damage they're doing to the point where my party member still dies? You know, that's just insane, man. Look at it. I believe Poron didn't have the HP damage resist, but I believe that was a 10,500, and that's a lot. That's just from Brave gain, because there wasn't a Brave into HP. It was just a Brave. It was just a straight up HP attack. So yeah, it's crazy, man, the amount of damage they can do. I'm not exactly sure who they're trying to sell. Even Maria's not able to keep up in terms of the HP damage if they all target one character. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Unless she puts last stand and then she heals you to above last stand, then that makes sense. So you constantly be hitting last stand. But yeah, that's just insane, man. I believe you're supposed to break, or rather take only 1 HP, you know, just constantly break one with Jet and then let the other one go. Maybe that's it, because they don't have a rage mechanic. You're able to kill one and then handle the other one, so you don't have to worry about enraging one. So maybe that's what you're trying to do. Look at it. That one attack caused Ace to go into last stand. It's ridiculous, man. So healed there. Didn't really have to, but I was trying to make sure that Buds had enough health. And yep, there you go. Forced to heal Buds, because I was actually trying to get call back already. I realized that Buds at this point of the fight wasn't doing much help because I needed to break them. Yes, I need to break. Okay. The reason why I need to break them is because if they don't get broken, they will actually do Evil Eye Plus when their recast is full, and that is a guaranteed petrify, and it's basically a 2-turn stun. I also tested that out. Core got stun, and yeah, it's a 2-turn stun, and that happens when you do not break them after they gain they get a ton of brave and then they do their recast. That is the way I understand it at least. So yeah, needed core more than butts. If not, would have loved to keep butts up. And also another reason why I needed butts for this was because as you notice, the bosses has no more debuffs. I actually thought that Fairies was on Core, and that's the reason why I wanted Core to come back in. But yeah, Core is also able to maintain the orb, so yeah. Multiple reasons. But didn't work well because I messed up. I didn't use his I didn't get his 3 stacks of burst fast enough. So yeah, right here, just went into the burst. Sorry, went into the summon. Wanted to try and maintain the 60 turns because I was kind of worried of you know, missing the turn count instead. It is so annoying. So it's either the HP requirement that I fail or the turn count that I fail. So yeah, I mean the bosses are you know, single digit health already, single digit percentage at least. And one more use of Parum's LD just to make sure that yes, there's always the twin completion attack. Could I spend more with Core before I went into the summon? And in fact, it would have been better to spend more with Ace BT active, but I mean it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So look at that, 1%, 1 dead. So one more. I find it's quite funny that they're at 1%, and look at it. I'm hitting them with so much damage, and they're still at 1%, and then the next attack goes into overkill. So I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, guys, annoying fight, doable but annoying. I hope you guys are also able to clear this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.